at Mining Indaba 2024, we're really geared around the theme, the power of positive disruption. This is a theme that really tried to elevate Mining Indaba's content to a new level, take the kind of conversations in a different direction. I think Mining Indaba is traditionally quite a conservative event in terms of how they approach content and conversations. We tend to stray away from those difficult questions. Through the theme that was around disruption, we tried to look at putting relevant topics on the table, relevant issues that we really needed to discuss at a deeper level, meaningful topics, and not shy away from the difficult questions. And by being disruptive, when we looked at those types of questions, I think we started to get the industry to embrace what we really needed to talk about, which is identifying problems and trying to find real and meaningful solutions to those. So I think disruption was a really strong, powerful, and impactful theme that we introduced for Mining Indaba 24, and it's just the start of what we're going to do moving forward, which is to keep that feel of disruption going with really powerful, impactful topics that we want our industry to really fully embrace. So Mining Indaba needs to keep evolving because we are a representation of what is happening in the mining industry, and the mining industry is evolving and evolving at quite a rapid pace. It needs to adopt new technologies, new thought processes. It needs to adopt younger generations when it comes to looking at how businesses need to evolve and change within the mining industry itself. So Mining Indaba needs to reflect that, and we need to have relevant content. We need to adapt to key issues that are on the table at any given time. We take sustainability, for example, as a key driver that's happening in the mining industry at the moment, and so we built out a much bigger sustainability content proposition at Mining Indaba this year. That's just one example. Again, I'll link to the disruption element and how key it is that that is a representation of evolution in itself and the nature of conversations that we had. But it's really, really critical that our event is a reflection of what's happening in the mining industry, and that's why we will continue to evolve and adapt our content, our programming, the way we speak to our audience to always reflect what is happening and what is critical at the mining industry in any given time. So Mining Indaba's attendees have traditionally stayed consistent. We do speak to a specific level of the mining industry, our C-suite, CEOs, CFOs, COOs, decision makers in essence. What we are seeing is an increase in the number of people coming to Mining Indaba. So there's clearly a good value proposition that they're seeing, and for that reason that they want to come and be at Mining Indaba more. So our attendees from 2023 to 2024 increased from about 8,100 in total to this year's 9,900. So you can see quite a drastic increase in just 1 year. I think that's because we are really prioritizing all the key stakeholders that we need to be speaking to at Mining Indaba, and this is not just mining sector. When we do look at the mining sector, that does include majors, mid-tiers, and juniors, but equally of importance is our government stakeholders, our investors. Just reiterate the junior mining industry. It's so key that we do speak to these. And of course, our service providers, they do play a critical role in what we do at Mining Indaba, and so we equally need to focus and engage and ensure that they have a relevance to be at Mining Indaba. So key individuals that we always have at the event, but on a much greater scale, and we expect that to continue increasing in the future years. So Mining Indaba 2025 is going to be bolder, bigger, and better than 2024. I know that's pretty much a traditional comment to say, but it's going to be really, really true. We've started some excellent groundwork in terms of our programs that we did deliver in 2024, and they're going to be even better next year. This means new committees giving us new advice on what we're going to put into our programs. It means building out value propositions where we know there's a lot of strength to be had. So, for example, our sustainability program, which was 2 days this year, is going to be 3 days. It just is an indicative of how much the industry wants to talk about sustainability. We will continue to prioritize our government programs. They were oversubscribed this year, and clearly there's a demand and an appetite for government programs. Our disruptive discussions will be a keystone content piece for 2025, continuing that theme of putting difficult topics on the table and talking about them at length. One very important aspect that we are focusing on for next year is the influence and presence of the youth in mining. We appreciate, we recognize that they are the future leaders of our sector, and we want to bring them into conversations, hear their voices, and give them a platform to speak as well. And I think that's going to be a game changer for Mining Indaba. Of course, we're going to elevate the impact we had from our automotive companies this year. It was the first time we had downstream companies speaking at Mining Indaba, and this is just the beginning. We're going to see their presence in much greater numbers and in a much bigger speaking capacity for 2025. So just a few tidbits. I can't talk about the theme just yet, but lots of exciting things to come from Mining Indaba 2025.